Hello, everyone. Today we are going to be learning about visual literacy, understanding and interpreting visual information that is presented to us. Every day we are surrounded by photographs, advertisements, posters, videos, images, charts, graphs, you name it, we see it. And it's important that we learn how to analyze the information that these visuals are presenting to us in order to help us become better thinkers, readers, and citizens. So today, our learning objective is giving a photograph. Fourth grade students will identify and explain the author's purpose and intended audience with 80% accuracy. You may not have heard the term visual literacy before, so let's go over exactly what that means. Visual literacy is the ability for us to read and understand the messages that the image or video or ad or map or chart, infographic, any of that, what that means to us. So, just as we read words in a book, we can also read pictures and images. So, when we practice visual literacy, we are looking far beyond just what we see. We are thinking critically about what is the message being communicated to us. As we are learning about visual literacy, there are some important concepts that we need to remember. First, we need to remember that images or visuals are always created to communicate a message to the audience. Second, visuals are composed of elements such as color, symbols, images, and layout to help communicate the message to us. And understanding these elements will help us to become critical thinkers and inform viewers to better understand the message that is portrayed through the image. Also, every visual has a purpose. The visual may be created to inform, persuade, or entertain us. Also, when we learn how to think critically about these visuals, we become more informed citizens. Visual literacy is very important because we live in a digital world surrounded with visual information. So we see images and visuals through websites, social media, TV, ads, videos, and news sources every day. And visual literacy helps us to understand these messages that we see, identify bias or false information, and to make informed decisions. We can also create our own visuals to help us communicate our own ideas when creating presentation, projects, or digital content. By developing these visual literacy skills, we can become more confident and we can navigate a digital world more ethically and responsibly. Let's put to work our visual literacy skills that we have learned so far. Looking at this McDonald's Happy Meal advertisement, first I want us to think, can we identify the author? Obviously, who put this poster out? McDonald's, right? Next, we can determine who is this ad or this poster targeted towards. Well, this poster has a kid, features a toy. Therefore, I would say it is designed to attract children and possibly families. What is the purpose of this ad? The purpose of this ad is to persuade people to purchase a Happy Meal. They use bright colors, an excited child, and the promise of a free toy to create interest. These visual elements help communicate the message that buying a Happy Meal is fun, rewarding, and a good decision because you get something free out of it. So by examining who designed the poster, who was it intended for, what is the purpose, and what are the visual elements that are used, we can better understand how advertisements influence us daily. So to wrap up everything that we have learned, visual literacy is the way that we understand and evaluate visuals that are presented to us. Every visual has an author, an intended audience, and a purpose. And visuals are always communicating a message to us. By asking ourselves these questions, we can better understand the message that visuals communicate. Thank you for learning about visual literacy today.